of the drug trade in Asia. Huge profit margin.
Guys! Would somebody please let me know what the game plan is?
Beck, we have it handled. Please don't interrupt. Everything's under control.
I got that.
Les Grossman.
We don't get money yet.
Price now 100 million. You pay now
Or tomorrow Simple Jack die.
Great. Let me get this down. 100 million. Oh, wait. I got a better idea. Instead of 100 million, how about I send you a hobo's dick cheese?
Then you kill him. Do your thing. Skin the fucking bastard.
Go to town, man. Go to town. No. In the meantime, and as usual, go fuck yourself.
No, we don't negotiate with terrorists.
Whoa. Hey, are you insane?
I think I could have done that. It was good.
They're gonna kill him.
And we'll wait for him in the press. Set up a scholarship in his name. Eventually, and I'm talking way, way down the road, we file an insurance claim. Preferably before the end of the fiscal year. Actually, the claim alone would net us more than we would lose.
You can't be serious.
Let's face it, the kids aren't dressing up as escort you for porn anymore. Speedman is a dying star, a white dwarf heading for a black hole. That's physics. It's inevitable. We've been handed an incredible opportunity here, Beck. The universe is talking to us right now. You just gotta listen. See, this is the good part, Becker. It's when Chuck gets fun. Yeah. Ask, and you shall receive. All right. You play ball? We play ball. I know you want the goodies. Welcome to the goodie room. You paying attention? Because I'm talking. G5 for the picker. That's how you get roll. No more frequent flat beach miles from my boy. Oh, yeah. Player. Big dick player. Swinging past your knees. Big dick, baby. Yep. Or you can grow a conscience in the next 5 minutes and see where that takes you.
Let me get this straight. You want me to let my client of 15 years, one of my best friends, die in the jungle alone for some money in a G5?
Yes.
A G5 airplane?
Yes. And lots of money. Play. Yeah. Back it up to it. Roll down. Oh.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 22, verse 25. I will not be ashamed to defend a friend, neither will I hide myself from him. Call Holayam La, Abanawa Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai Bahashim Rekak Kwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone who rule well. Salutations to the Akim out there on the highways and the byways. Salutations to the hopeful elect. Salutations to you speckled birds, you Israelite foreigners. And shalom to the Akwaf, sitting and listening in silence as the scriptures say to do so. Sirach, chapter 22, verse 25. I will not be ashamed to defend a friend, neither will I hide myself from him. And you know, that's a commandment, you know, amongst our nation, for us to be there for one another, for us to defend a brother, for us to help a brother in need, man. You know, And this clip is just a pure depiction. I was watching this movie last night, Tropical Thunder, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's the name of it, with Ben Stiller, Robert Downey Jr., and a few other actors. And basically, this caught my eye, and I was looking at this through a spiritual sense, through my spiritual lenses, and this is basically what happens amongst these Edomites, man. How they handle situations with their own people, man. Because these devils don't give a damn about nobody else but themselves, man. They don't care about the people in their nation. They only care about themselves, man. They're very, very selfish. So they're not going to defend a friend. They may make it seem like they're going to put forth the effort to show that they actually attempted to defend or rescue hostages. But at the end of that, it shows forth, as it says in the Sirach 14, if he doeth any good, he doeth it unwillingly, and at the end he will declare his wickedness, man. Okay, so they're not going to defend their fellow brother, their fellow tribesmen of their nation, man. And especially if it's not going to benefit them in some type of gain, because they have a very covetous, lascivious spirit. Okay, so again, Sirach 22, verse 25. I will not be ashamed to defend a friend. So defend a friend, whether whether he needs rescuing, whether he needs counsel, whether he needs funds for food, funds for gas, whatever situation it is, or whether he needs to be defended through some type of false accusation, whatever type of situation it is, man, you should always be there for your brother. Neither will I hide myself from him. So when times is prospering and times is very delightful, you're there, you're beside him, you're embracing him, you're hugging him, you're patting him on the back, you speaking and looking highly of him. But when it's all hell breaking loose and it's all mayhem, chaos, trials and tribulations, your ass is going to win. Okay, because again, like I said, these people are selfish, man. Matter of fact, let's grab one of my favorite precepts in that statement that I just made. This is the book of Philippians, chapter 2, in the NIV. I'm gonna start off at verse 3. Do nothing out of selfish ambition. Okay, because as you heard in the video, we can open up a trust fund. We can file insurance claim on them. If you take heed to what we doing, you can get a G5, you can get a lot of money, a lot of hoes, all this shit, man. Extortion, bribery, bribing the man, just to let somebody of their nation be put to death because they quote unquote don't negotiate with terrorists, when a so-called self-proclaimed white man is the biggest fucking terrorist on the planet. Okay, Philippians chapter 2 verse 3 in the NIV. Do nothing out of selfish ambition or vain conceit. Okay, what does that word vain mean? I've looked it up plenty of times, but let's just grab it real quick. Having or showing an excessively high opinion of one's appearance, abilities, or worth, producing no results, useless. That's the main one we went right there. Producing no results, useless. Okay, or vain conceit. Rather in humility, value others above yourselves, and that's pure love, man. When you value a brother, a sister above yourself, man, that shows that you have that love, and you look at your fellow brother, your fellow tribesman, a very just like you look at them as at a very high standard. You have an unconditional, unspokeable, unbreakable bond and love for that person. That's not only vocalized, but it's also expressed through actions, through deeds. Okay, Philippians 2 verse 4 in the NIV. Not looking to your own interests. Okay, and you saw what this was. This was an interest for them to gain, an interest for them to get what? More revenue in their field, and also a higher tax bracket. Okay, not looking to your own interests, but each of you to interests of others. And the interests of others, in situations like this, is to save a life. To be there for your fellow brother in need. When you have the enemy that has their grasp, their grips on your people, man. And this, these devils, man, they don't have that mentality of compassion, of sympathy. And again, especially with their own damn people, because they're not good to themselves, man. They poison the air, they poison the food. They bring forth all these unrighteous laws, and then write laws so they can get away with going against those laws. They do all these things, which is also putting them in danger, but yet it's all for their so-called benefit in this hypocritical society, man. Okay, so they're not good to themselves, because again, you spraying the air with all types of chemicals, you're breathing that air. You're not walking around with a damn mask with oxygen attached to that mask to go outside. No, you're actually breathing that air. And you're not actually buying the GMO foods because more than likely you have your own crops and your own resources probably on your own estate. Okay, for those that have actual, riches and resources. I'm not talking about you crackers that make 500,000, $1 million. I'm talking about the ones that actually have goddamn castles, estates, and stuff like that. So they're able to have their own crops and stuff like that. Okay, but let's grab a precept of what I just stated. Let's go to the book of Sirach, Ecclesiasticus, chapter 14. And if this devil's not going to be good to himself, how is he going to be good to his people? He doesn't love himself, so he's not going to love his people, man. Even though he only cares about himself. It's the book of Sirach, chapter 14, verse 5. He that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good? Okay, he that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good? Okay, because again, man, your nation, is a part of you, is your bloodline, man. So if you're not going to treat your brothers good, if you're not going to be there for your brothers in times of need, and especially too when for instance, the military, you got your military, whether it be the Army, the Marines, the Air Force, etc., whatever category or I can't think of the correct term I want to use, but whatever deployment, let's just say that from each one of those categories, whatever one you have, some of them might get captured by the enemy and get held hostage, or get put money on their heads for them to get released. They don't even think about people willingly sacrificing their lives to fight for their wicked ass country, America. This devil would rather, okay, well, they lost their lives, they died for their country, not knowing, to society that they could have prevented that such thing to happen if they would pay the ransom. Then also too, those veterans that come here. A lot of them are homeless, a lot of them of this, a lot of them of that, and then those certain benefits that they have, they really can't, they're not informed of them. Some of them not informed of the benefits, and some of them can't even really use them. They get denied, man. So they treat the people that actually go to war, and the ones that probably die, and they probably get get called up for a ransom, they don't pay it, and others that come back here and that survive, be injured and go through all types of I think it's PTSD or something like that. Might have a lost leg, lost an arm, lost a leg, etc. Sirach 14 verse 5. He that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good? He shall not take pleasure in his goods. And that's that. This is devil to the T, man. He destroys everything in his path, man. Okay, because they have a mentality of themselves, man. You know, and these devils didn't share the blessing with the rest of the Edomites. You know, the least of the flock, which is Amalek, they hoarded all the blessings and gave Esau 1% and kept 99% for themselves, man. And that's a prime example, man. Okay, it's a prime example. But let's continue, because again, man, you got to be there for your brother, man. And again, these devils do not care about nobody but themselves, man. So this is 1 John chapter 3, verse 17. But whoso have this world's good, okay, because they control the world. They have all the resources in the palm of their hand. Okay, nothing is a go without they say so. They control everything. They have the world in the palm of their hands. Okay? Period, man. But whoso have this world's good and see if his brother so I can see if his brother have need. So your brothers get captured. They fighting out here for a war for you. Oh, we don't negotiate with terrorists. We don't do this. We don't do that. When you're the biggest fucking terrorist on the planet, when you're over in somebody else's land fighting for their resources and telling everybody else they got what? Weapons of mass destruction, all types of nonsense, man. When all these wars are really about stealing people's shit. Okay, to make it clear, cut and straight to the point, and to be simple and put in English in detail, you really having everybody go to war just to steal other people's stuff, man. Okay, 1 John chapter 3, verse 17. But whoso have this world's good and see if his brother have need and shut up his bowels of compassion for him, how dwelleth the love of the Most High in him? And we know damn well that the love of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is not in these devils. These devils are completely opposite of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. They contend against Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. And they don't have, compassion is not in their DNA. Compassion is not in their vocabulary. Compassion is not in their minds, man. They don't give a damn about nobody else but themselves, man. And this was a very, very, very beautiful example to show forth what happens behind closed doors, man. You know, they try to make it seem like it's comedy, like it's just, you know, an act. No, this is real. This is real shit right here. This is what really happens behind closed doors with these devils, man. Okay, in the Pentagon, in the Oval Office, at the White House. Okay, they shut up their bowels, and they never had no compassion. It doesn't exist. And again, he's trying to bribe this dude to go along with this shit. Let's grab this. As a matter of fact, the word bribe. Let's look at bribe real quick. Bribe. Persuade someone to act in one's favor, typically illegal or dishonestly, by a gift of money or other inducement, if I'm saying that right. But that's basically what he attempted to do. This is clear cut, straight to the point. That's a prime example of bribe. Okay? Being bribed, man. This is literally what he tried to do. So this is Sirach 35 verse 12 in the GNT. But don't try to bribe him or rely on offerings that you need, so like that you have obtained dishonestly. So if he would have accepted this, it would have been a dishonest gain. Okay, because literally you have a brother that's being held hostage, and they have money on his head that are going to execute him, and you're literally saying, oh, we don't negotiate with terrorists. Again, when you're the biggest damn terrorist on the planet, and you want to use this as a gain among society. Open up a foundation, apply for an insurance claim on them. Okay, all these things to use him to get a higher tax bracket in society, and to staple your foundation, your name in society, man. Okay, he will not accept them. The Most High's justice, the Lord Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushua, is fair and does not show partiality. Hey, man, so we're not supposed to be accepting gifts because it clouds our judgment. It'll mess with our intellect to think correctly, man. Okay, because if you accept a gift, that implies that you're going to judge in that person's favor, man. When we have to judge according to Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua's standards, man. Okay? As a matter of fact, just to show you, man, you know, again, man, a brother, you can tell who's your brother in the light and in the dark. You can tell who's your brother, especially when you're going through hard times, especially when shit has hit the fan, and things is real stressful. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 26. And whether one member suffer, all the members suffer with it. Or one member be honored, all the members rejoice with it. Okay, again, 1 Corinthians 12, verse 26. And whether one member suffer, all the members suffer with it. So, again, a brother going through something, man, it's vexing you too. A brother's suffering through something, we all suffer because we all part of the body. We all lively stones that's making up and building that church, man. That's building that third temple, man. Okay? That's part of Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, man. Okay? And, we're all on one accord, one thought process, one sound, one mind, and we vocal the same thing, man. So if one brother's suffering, we all suffer. If one brother's being honored, we all rejoice. Okay? There's no divisions amongst us, man. 1 Corinthians 12, verse 26. And whether one member suffer, all the members suffer with it, or one member be honored, all members rejoice with it. And just let you know that we're unified. Okay? As they said in that movie, Bad Boys for Life, we ride together, we die together. Okay? Yahweh Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shah for life. Let's close out because the point's made. So let's go to Ecclesiastes. Salakia. Let's go to Ecclesiastes. Chapter 7, I believe. And I'm going to read verse 7. Extortion turns wise people into fools. Now, what does extortion mean? Let's look that up real quick. Just to, have some understanding of the word. Extortion, the practice of obtaining something, especially money, through force or threats. Okay, the practice of obtaining something, especially money, through force or threats. And that's what the dude's trying to do. He's trying to force him to accept this extortion, this bribe. Ecclesiastes 7, verse 7. Extortion, Ecclesiastes verse 7. Salaki, I'm excited. Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 7 in an NLT. Extortion turns wise people into fools, and bribes corrupt the heart. We know what it means, so it's clear cut and straight to the point, man. And just like I stated and said, even though this is a movie, this Esau shows you a lot of truth in his movies and his TV shows, his series, stuff like that, etc. I mean, he shows you the truth, man. So he can be justified in saying, I warned you, I showed you this and that. But I don't want to rut this out, man. I hope and I pray that this was edifying, uplifting, and informative to the true, sincere Aki and Akwaf. So with that, I'm just going to say, Kol Holayim La, Abanawa Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai Bahashim Rakak Kwadash, Watha Wada Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai Bahashim Rakak Kwadash, for putting the spirit on me, my elder apostles, elder bishops, elders, brothers on down, for doing these epistles to enlighten you, to inform you, to edify you, and uplift you through the power and spirit and words of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. May the blessing and election and protection be upon you and your household. I don't want to rat to the next one. So with that, I'm just going to say, Shalom.